Hi everyone, welcome back to another review. Sorry it's taken a while for me to put another one up, but I promise I will be putting more up from going forward. Today we have a very awesome Goro statue from Mortal Kombat, so stay tuned and before we proceed, let's go back to the beginning and we will do a semi-unboxing and assembling for you. Okay, so stay tuned. Okay, so here we have the Goro in the box. Let's see. It's packed in pretty tight. Let's get him. Man, this thing is huge. And we have, since this is the exclusive the exclusive version, we have both the exclusive head and the regular heads. And of course, over here you have the ponytail. Alright, and then the base, it's pretty huge. It looks like it's a one pegger, as you can see right there, and it's gonna be kept separate from the statue on the other side of the styrofoam. Okay, and then we have the edition size 175, and I'll get to that at the end. This isn't mine, this is my friend's Goro. He actually received it before mine. Mine's coming next week, so I thought I'd put this review together. They should all be the same. It's a nice touch. You get Jerry Macaluso's autograph. I think all of the Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat statues, you get one of these, I guess, certificate of authenticity. So there you have it. And let's put this thing together, and then we'll see how awesome this thing is. Okay, so we got a nice color box. This is one of the prettiest boxes. Of course, you can see Goro PCS exclusive. This is inside the box. And this is what I like about Goro, at least with this box, is if you look on the bottom, it tells you a little history about the character. So a lot of the times now companies don't really give you a background history. So it's nice with this one, and then of course you can see the box. And this box came through near perfect condition wise. Not that it's important, but I've never gotten one that's like flawless. There's always a ding or something. So it's nice to get something that's nice and minty mint looking. Okay, so now we're going to set up the statue and then we'll walk through it. Okay, so that's what the statue looks like. It's a one pegger, like I said. So just to show you guys, it looks like it's gonna be the head's gonna be connected there with a magnet. And Goro is nice and muscular. And I want to show you guys something really cool. You see here? You see wrinkles in the skin. He's of, I guess, some dragon, human race. So, it's done very well. Okay, so let's put on the regular head, and then I will do the exclusive head for you guys. Okay, this is what the regular head looks like. It's got the closed mouth. Got a magnet there, and we're just going to put it on. Slips right in. Okay, so let's pull back and have a look at this. Yep. As you can see, there's going to be a slight problem depending on the height of your view. His upper arms or hands will cover some of the face. Okay. It's very nice. Let's see if we can Look at the eyes. I don't think there's any googly eyes. Seems like it happens more on the female sideshows, female statues. And there you have it. Oh, blood red dragon eyes. Okay, and then as we go around, you can see there's some seams where the head connects, but that's okay. When you have a switch out head and there isn't any collar, you're gonna have some seams, so it's not avoidable. But that's okay, it's in the back. And of course, right there you can see the peg up here. That's for his hair, and we're gonna put that on right now. Okay, we've got Goro's hair. So all we're gonna do is stick it in there and then see how it looks. And there we go. Okay, so no cracks or anything. That's what Goro looks like. And let's see if we can get a zoom in on his right eye. Like I said, no googly eyes. This was really well done. He just looks badass. I love the dragon scales in the back and the details, the cracked skin. It's just incredible. Nicely done. I think John Cleary is the sculptor of this thing. And then, I don't know if you can see it, it's like right here. You can see the veins underneath his skin. Nice muscle definition. You can see the veins on his hands. Let's look at his nails real quick. Nicely done. It's got some texture. If you don't, I don't know if you can see it. Right in there. There you go. This is very well done. Okay, and the mixed media part is the belt, and of course his undies, his underoos. Legs. Oh, and of course his leg wrapping. That's actual cloth or fabric. It's really nice. This is a little bit different than Sagat. Sagat had some cloth wrapping, but some of it was sculpted. This is all cloth wrapping. Okay, and then you have his sash. Very nice. Get closer for you guys. Okay, so I will now give you a 360 so you can appreciate how big this thing is. Oh, by the way, this is around 24 inches in height, including the top of the head where his hair is. Okay, so let's do a 360. Okay, here we go, 360 time. So I'll go slow. This is a very good sculpt. It's fantastic. I didn't think they could fit in the forearms. You think it looks weird, but it's great. when you look at this, you know it's Goro if you've played Mortal Kombat before. Yep, and then we'll go back the other way for you guys to see. Like I said before, it's 24 inches high, so you may have a problem if you like the best shelves. You'll have to adjust the shelves. Yep, so let's have a closer look. Wait, actually, let's do the exclusive head, and then we'll have another closer look. So hang on. Okay, so now we have the exclusive head with the gritting teeth. As you can see, that's the regular head with no teeth showing. Exclusive head with the teeth gritting, and of course it's the same thing with the magnet. Okay, so we will be putting this on here. There you go. And then let's put the hair on. And voila. Okay, there you go. And as you can see, like the other head, there's going to be a seam. It's not too bad. We'll call it, that's part of his wrinkles. Okay, and then the hair fits just right. Again, on this one, no googly eyes or anything like that, as you can see. It's really well done. Okay, so let's, before I give you my final score, let's zoom in and show you some more details. I guess we can start with the toes. It's nicely detailed. And like I said before, the leg wrapping is actually cloth. So the only thing I would, I guess, recommend is maybe leaving it cloth and then putting some form of powder on it, like, you know, paper mache. When you do that, it will look a lot better. And of course, you have veins showing. This piece is very well done. Lots of details. Of course, veins in underneath the skin. Muscles are well defined. And then of course you get the dragon scales, the spots. It's not very dark. It's subtle, so it's nice. You can still see it, obviously. The only problem I have with my, sorry, with this one, I hope mine doesn't come like this. This part right here. It looks like it's connected after they've done the cloth, but I think most are gonna get that. And then you have your hair. Not quite as good. Very nice. The wrinkles in the skin, very detailed. Yeah, on this one I don't see a lot of flaws in the paint or anything like that. Sculpting is fantastic. And then let me take it out and give you another 360, just so you see how grand the scale is. Like I said before, it's 24 inches. And I did use a bathroom scale. This one comes out to be a little over 15 pounds with the base. It is around 15.4 pounds. It's got some heft, but I think it's hollow inside. It's got to be, because something this big would probably weigh close to 20 something, 30 pounds if it was solid. And I'm a big proponent of solid statues. But then shipping, I think this thing costs like something like $50 to get it into the East Coast from California. So if you double the weight, you're probably gonna have to spend like $70 or $80. Okay, so let's do a zoom out and then we'll go to the final score. Man, this thing is nice. And the EX head. Okay, so let's zoom out and then we'll go to the final score. Okay, one more time with the EX head. We'll do a 360. This is the angle which I would prefer to display the statue. If you spin it a little bit, you can see its gritting teeth. With the upper arms, it won't cover the face as bad. So that's the angle right there. That's the perfect angle. Okay, so we'll do spin so you guys can see all of the details zoomed out. It's really nice. Okay, and then we'll go back this way. This will actually be my first Mortal Kombat statue. Well, as soon as I get mine next week. So I can't speak for the other ones. I do have a few Street Fighter statues, and they're done well. This thing is just awesome. Okay, so let's go to the scorecard. We start out with the sculpting. This thing is superb. Like I said, I believe John Cleary did this one. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I do want to give people the credit. It's just superb. The only thing I can, I guess, complain about is, the fitting isn't quite there, but we'll get to that as a, I guess, a separate category. So I don't see any flaws in it, except one thing that may bother some people. It bothered me a little bit. It's just that, as you can see from this level, you can't really see Goro's face, and because of the upper arm, the way it's positioned, ideally you want it to be lower, okay? But then if you did that, then his arms would be too close together. Then you would have to lower those arms, the lower arms, down a little bit. So maybe, during the sculpting process, they went with the upper arms higher on purpose. Now when you display it at this angle, it's perfect. You can see it, and looking down, it's fine. However, if you display this piece at a higher level, higher level, you're gonna get this. Okay, so he does hide his face a little bit. So sculpting wise, I will give this a 9 out of 10. It would be almost perfect if it wasn't for this. Okay, so I can't see his face because the gritting teeth is pretty cool. And of course, you can do the regular one. That just knocks it a point off. Okay, so the next category that we're going to do is the fit and finish and accessories. Fit and finish is if you have mixed media, if it's done well, like the sash. You see it's got the wrinkle built in, which is a nice touch. And then the cloth looks fine, no rips or anything like that. It's well done. The paint, I didn't find any problem with it. They did a nice touch with the wrinkles in the skin, which is nice. He's supposed to be dragon scale. And then the head can use a better fit, but then there's not much you can do. Unless he's got a collar or something, the seam line, it's going to show. Okay. And then the other problem that I have slightly with is this part right here. Ideally, you don't want to see that hole right there. So if I were to do this, I would make the stem larger at the bottom. Okay. So what you're going to do is it's going to cover that part right there so that you don't see the hole. It looks like he's got a stick in his head. So if you make it like a cylinder that goes out to the base, that would be better. So that's the only thing I would change about that. Of course, nobody's going to care or notice that. Okay, so the details is great. The paint, I did not find anything wrong. Although, you know what, this particular one, I think mine's going to be the same when I get it. If you look closely, there's some, not so good paint lines. But then, that might have been done on purpose. So to give it a worn look. So if they can do that a little bit better, that'd be nicer. And then you can see the belt. It's kind of sloppy. But then again, I wonder if that was done on purpose, like right there. So it's not really, painted out nicely. Of course, Goro fights people to the death in these tournaments. So having a spiffy looking belt isn't exactly the first thing on his mind. Okay, so overall paint's very good. With the exception of a little bit sloppiness around the braces and the belt, of course. So I would have to give this a 9. I don't consider those too bad, but it could have been, more perfect. So 9 is, I think, is a generous rating. It doesn't affect the piece overall. If anything, it could give it a worn look. So that's what we got. Okay, so the third category that we're going to go with is the art direction. This is as good as you're going to get. I love this, the way it's done. As you can see, he's getting ready to give somebody a beat down. Okay? So, the only thing is maybe they can do a victory pose, but you can do that, or they can do that with Kintaro whenever that comes out. So the art direction is good. You see it. It's Goro. Okay, no problem there. And the score, art direction, 10 out of 10. I don't have a problem. Maybe if you, like I said, with the arm, if you consider that too high, and I do, could have been a little bit lower. But I think it's 10 out of 10 for art direction, and that's fine. And the fourth category that we have is the source material. That means that how close this scope, this whole piece, comes to come close to the source material. This is actually Goro. When you look at it, there's no doubt it's the sash, the shorts, the muscle tone, the look. The only thing is the braces. These things, I think the earlier Goro had like a smaller bracer, but then this could have been inspired by some art work. So if you take that into consideration, and some of the artwork has the bigger braces, this looks like it came right out of the video games. Okay, so with this, I will give it a 10 out of 10 for art direction. But then, like I said, I hate to beat a dead horse here. The arms, depending how you define art direction, could have been lowered, so I'm not worried about that. And then the final category is the overall sculpting. Sorry, the overall piece. This thing I would say it's a 10 out of 10. But because of, the semi-sloppy paint on some of the braces and the belt, it cannot get the perfect rating. and of course with the arms being up, too high. So if you have it displayed like something like that down here, you're gonna obscure the face, okay, like that. So when you display yours, you want to go to the right a little bit, put it down a little bit lower, and you get something like this, okay? So when you get that, bam, perfect. And I do prefer the EX head over the regular one, that one. Both are nice, but the gritting teeth is nicer. So the overall statue, because of the way that arm is up, I will give it a 9 out of 10. It's almost perfect. If you have it displayed like that, it's like perfect, and people don't really see the mist paint right there. So it's not too bad. Okay, so and it's the exclusive, worth the extra money that you're gonna spend now, aftermarket. It depends. If you're a collector, then yeah, EX is always worth it. Gritting teeth versus non-gritting teeth, I think it gives a different display. I wouldn't spend like hundreds and hundreds of dollars more. If it's within 100 or two, I think the alternative head is nicer. So it's well worth the money if you're into MK. I played some when the video games came out, so I do like this statue. Okay. Oh, and as a side note, I don't normally comment on the edition size, but with this one, like I said at the beginning, original it says 175 copies. The problem with that is it's supposed to be 150. When this got solicited and even PCS website, Pop Culture Shock, it lists 150. I don't know what happened between then and now, but it's kind of surprised for me to see it being listed as 175, so there's an extra 25 copies. So that's around 16% more. And the problem I have with that is it's unannounced. Now, if PCS had came out and said, "Hey, we're gonna increase this by 25," fine, I get that. Okay, but when you say that you're gonna put out 150, and this is a collectible, it's not putting out an action figure or baseball cards. So when you say you're going to put out 150, then you need to put out 150 or less. You don't put in another, 25. It sounds insignificant, but that's not the point. The principle of the issue is that you said that you're doing 150, you should stick to 150. So I don't know where this 25 is coming out from, but it's kind of disappointing. Overall, it's probably not going to do anything. But if they're going to do something like that, then they need to tell people. Okay, so other than that, I hope when I get mine next week, it looks like this. No, flaws. Maybe I can get a better belt, but I don't think so. The preferred angle that you want is this. Okay, so thank you for watching. And let me see, in the future I'll have some Street Fighter statues for you. I do have the Sagat exclusive one, which I have yet to do a review of. MK, I'm just waiting for the Kung Lao. So whenever they come out with that. Okay, so thank you for watching, and I will be putting up some more soon.